I was born female. From the moment of my conception, my fate was decided, many would say. The rise of my chest to the spread of my hips have written my lived experience. My heart, fierce but soft, rages at injustice but crumbles when confronted with suffering. My soul has known 1,000 years, but my feet dance like a 5-year-old under the summer sun. I fight like a tigress and love like a swan. I am a conundrum of contradictions, floating on a sea of uncertainty, hoping for a chance to be known, to be loved, not as different from you as you might think. Yet, when society casts their eyes on me, all they see is female, a generic box of objectification brought to life solely for the pleasure of some. My mother, in the telling of my birth story, remembered how her heart sank when she saw I was a girl. Her mind was plagued by the life of hurdles that lay ahead of me. No sigh of joy at my entry into this world. Instead, a heart weighed down by pending reality. You see, if you are not female, you may not understand. You may not have experienced the awkwardness of a 12-year-old girl trying to deflect the unwanted attentions of her adult male teachers, or the confusion of a naive young woman in her first workplace, wondering why she was being preyed upon by her married male boss. You may not perceive the need to have an imaginary boyfriend because no just wasn't good enough. You cannot understand how fear of repercussion dictates clothing and behavior, or how social propriety binds hands and gags mouth that would fight and scream against the objectification of my personhood. In this world where some genders are more equal than others, female has had to become strong. We say, Watinta abafazi, watinti mpokoto. Now you have touched the women, you have struck a rock. We have taken up the shield of war, positioned ourselves in opposition to patriarchy and all its maleficent philosophies. We cry out, me too, pain ravaging our souls, fear expressed as anger. We have built a wall, so wide it cannot be penetrated by equilibrium, so high it cannot be scaled by the truth. We have bought the lie that manhood is defined by power and power by fear, earned by abuse, conquest, and subjugation. We have bought the lie that womanhood is defined by equality with men, selling our femininity for a glass ceiling that shatters into knives, cutting us to pieces. Stop. Consider for a moment. Dare I tell you that I do not seek equality with men if it costs me my womanhood? Dare I remind you that it is my God who knit me together in my mother's womb, in all of my femaleness, in all of my individuality. I will dare to remember my Jesus, who embodied true manhood in laying down his life for his bride, the church. My Lord, who uplifted women in a time when we were considered mere property to be owned. In him, I know my value is equal to any man who walks this earth. In him, I know I was created uniquely female, equal in value, different in purpose. Let me be a woman. I will not be bound by these suffocating virtues that elevate women into these god-like creatures, needing nobody and accomplishing all things. I am not infallible. Let me be a woman in all of my femininity. Let me shed tears of joy and sorrow. Let me admit my weaknesses and my strengths. Let me be a woman in all of my brokenness. Let me ask for help when I need it. Let me fall when I cannot stand. Help me up when I need a hand. Forgive me when I know not how to admit my wrong. Let me be a woman, the way my God created me to be. Dear sister, hold back your judgment. Dear brother, be the man God intended you to be.